On today's Toy Spot, we're having a look at the new Funko reaction figures of the movie Alien. We're having a look today at Dallas. Featured in the packaging is Dallas, taken actually from the movie. And once again, I really like the fact that Funko is approaching this line, clearly intending this to be a retro throwback. Right down to the packaging that Spot's already talked about in the other reviews. The packaging clearly has something that you would have seen back in the 80s with a border trim, in this case it's red, and a scene taken from the movie. It looks like as well Dallas does come with a flamethrower, the same flamethrower that came included with Ripley. And down below it says Reaction Figures. On the back of the package, collect all 5 figures. There's the Alien, there's Ripley, Kane, Dallas, and Ash. The read-up says, relive the exciting action of Alien with authentically detailed reaction figures. Start your own collection of sturdy plastic posable figures. Each measures 3.5 to 4 inches tall. All have movable parts and are all ready for space adventures. To follow more on what's going on with reaction figures, you can go to reactionfigures.com. You can also follow along Funko at funko.com. Check them out over at Facebook at www.facebook.com/Original Funko, and also at Original Funko on Twitter. What I am going to do is take a break. Going to get this opened up, and when we come back, we are going to get a better look at Dallas. There's more hitting your way, guys. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. So, for Dallas's accessory, yes, he does come with the same flamethrower that Ripley came with, in a nice bright blue coloring. I know it's not that coloring in the movie, but you know what? Loving the fact that they're giving us this in a retro design. In the course of these reviews, this is now the 3rd review where we're looking at the reaction figures. Spot's already talked about how I love the fact that Funko is well aware of what they're producing with this line, and giving us something that we would expect back then. Back then, with G.I. Joes and other figures, you tended to get a lot of accessories that were different colors than what you would expect with realistic weapons. With G.I. Joe figures, you got a lot of red guns, purple guns, white guns. Not a lot of guns look like that in real life. And same idea with the flamethrowers. We're getting them in a blue and not in a black. The simple solution would have been to give us a black flamethrower, but that's not how it would have looked in the 80s. So therefore, I really love it. You can take the flamethrower and put it in either one of Dallas's hands. And he holds it quite well. On the back, the Nostromo, on the back of his suit there. He's got a couple of patches also on the sides of his arms. Some detailing on the jacket as well that he wore in the movie. Very simplistic in color. Really could be said for all of the reaction figures that we'll be looking at. Case in point, there's Ripley right there. They share that same sort of navy blue. Also a common trait with a lot of old 80s toys was that a lot of companies tried to reuse same paint and same body pieces to save costs. So in this case, it makes perfect sense that yes, Ripley and him kind of had similar jackets anyways, but it makes sense that they used pretty much the exact same color from one another. His face is what you would expect from a retro figure. I would not say it looks a lot like him. It kind of looks like Billy Mays, if anybody remembers Billy Mays. It also kind of looks like slightly like Chuck Norris, which again makes me think Funko could do so much with this line, this reaction line. Even at the time that I was opening up this packaging and getting ready for this part of the review, I was thinking to myself, what else could they really do? They could do like Missing in Action, Chuck Norris figures. I could even think they could do like Karate Kid figures. Can you imagine Karate Kid reaction figures? How cool would that be? The answer would be really cool. Articulation, I'm just going to take the flamethrower out of his hand. Articulation on all the figures, at least the human characters. The head rotates left and right, all the way around too, but you don't want to kill Dallas. Well, he's dead anyways, but you can rotate his arms all the way around, and you can bend his feet, his legs back and forth. They kind of stay, they kind of don't go any further back than that, but that's pretty much how it was in the old vintage figures too. With vintage figures, you could always get them to sit in vehicles, but with especially the swiveled leg figures, G.I. Joes were a little bit better for this, but some of the swiveled leg figures, you really couldn't get them to bend any further back than about there. So that makes perfect sense for me. Spot's really trying to do his best to not overly gush with this line, but I gotta level with you, it's extremely hard. This is the kind of line that I really wish I wasn't a guy in my 30s looking at these. I really wish I was somebody, 6 years old, 7 years old, that really could have enjoyed playing with these and let my imaginations soar. I mean, between using these figures along with like the old vintage Star Wars figures, I think I would have had an absolute blast. Also, including the Alien, if I got a couple of those, a couple of Aliens on the Millennium Falcon, yeah, that would have been a whole ton of fun. Dallas, I'm going to give Dallas a 7.5. Today's Toy Spot, we're having a look at the new Funko Alien ReAction figures. We're having a look today at Dallas. Stay tuned, guys. Spot's going to have, I believe, 2 more figures to look at in this line of figures. And thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.